Sharma is there, and Mr. Dhangi is there, जो हमारे regular viewers हैं. So what is the big story that we are doing today? For those of you who are subscribers to Sports Today would already know because it was put up as a post. If you're not a subscriber, well then you should become one because that's how you get to know what we will be discussing on the Dugout. So today what we're discussing is, for the last 2 days, there's a big story brewing in the corridors of power when it comes to Indian cricket, the BCCI. So there was a story in the highest selling English daily of India, Times of India, where they had reported that in the Chennai test match, that was the first test match of the series between India and England, played last year in February, the first test match, the Indian team management that comprised of the coach and the bowling coach in Ravi Shastri and Mr. Bharat, right? Bharat Arun. They had told the curator, as is the norm, I mean, it's an unsaid rule or an unwritten rule where the host team does get to decide the kind of pitch that they want. They had told the curator, Mr. Chatterjee, at the time, that don't water the pitch or roll it just before the test match so that it remains, it looks firm on the top, but as soon as you start playing, it will crumble very fast and then start assisting the spinners, and the English batsmen will find it very tough. So don't water it, don't roll it as well. And they gave that message and went to the hotel. But when they came out for the match the next day, they realized that the pitch was watered as well as rolled. So what happened behind that? The story says that the curator was told by a higher authority, BCCI's higher authority, that no, don't listen to what the team management has said. You water it and roll it, and that's what was done. What the Indian team management is alleging, that because of that, it was a pata wicket and a lot of runs could be scored, and England piled on 500 plus. 218 is what Captain Joe Root got, and from there on, India lost the test match. So the allegation here is that it was a kind of a sabotage that a BCCI official did, despite the Indian coaching staff telling the curator how they want the pitch, but a BCCI official sabotaged India's chances, and the result was that India has lost the test match, for which the coaching staff has said, we are ready to depose in front of a committee. If an inquiry is done, we will come out and we will give our side of the story. The TOI story doesn't report what the curator or the BCCI curator in charge, Mr. Chatterjee, had to say. That was the story till 2 days ago. Now there is an update, and I will tell my Kabil dost in Fazil dost to tell us what is the new update on
the
that.
Counter report to whatever
exactly
to whatever you've said. Of course, it appeared in one of the leading news agencies of this country. And what has been reported,
Press Trust of India,
and what they've reported today is that nothing of this sort happened, as in no BCCI official gave any order to sabotage that wicket, if we can call it sabotage. And in fact, what people were trying to say is that there should be an investigation, a probe, but what sources in the BCCI now have said that if the team management was trying to doctor the wicket, according to their conditions or what suited them at that point in time, that in itself was a breach of ICC protocol, because remember, the match was part of a World Test Championship. So it's an ICC event, so you're not supposed to change the nature of the wicket, or intentionally, if you want to doctor that wicket. And also the pitch curator, that is Taposh Chatterjee, Chennai, the Chepauk wicket curator. He has also...
he was sent. He is not a local curator. He was sent as a BCCI.
And he was not... in fact, what he is told is... he has been quoted that... that he has told the cricket operations team that he was intimidated.
Yes, pressurized
to be part of this controversy, and he is already...
So he's denied the fact that a senior BCCI official called him, but he is saying now that since this story broke, some other BCCI official has now been intimidating him to depose before the BCCI committee and say that he got a call from a senior BCCI official. Am I right?
Yes. Now my first question to you is, before we get into the nitty-gritties. First question.
No.
Okay.
First tell me, for the sake of Indian viewers, all our viewers, who is the BCCI official that they are alluding?
That's what my question to you was.
It is Saurav Ganguly, of course.
How can you say that?
No, you've been in the profession long enough to understand.
Exactly.
Put two and two together.
The slugfest, which is on right now, and Saurav has been targeted, partly for his own um, um, reasons. For the reasons that I think he's also not been in the right entirely. But so it's Saurav Ganguly. Hypothetically, Ravi Shastri and Bharat Arun are saying that before the test match, we told the curator, don't water it, don't roll it, let it be dry, and let the test match get over in 2 days. And India should win. And then, hypothetically, Saurav Ganguly called up Taposh Chatterjee, or Taposh Chatterjee called up Saurav Ganguly, Dada, ki hobe? Dada, they are saying कि ऐसे ऐसे करना है. Dada said नहीं.
You have got the whole story in front of my eyes now.
So you give water, you roll the wicket, prepare a good wicket, right? And then the test match began. Did Ravi Shastri and Bharat Arun know at that time that the toss would be won by England?
No. But the only...
India were fresh of a series victory in Australia. Did you need to play on gaddas, on square turners?
No, what I think
Yeah.
I think the understanding for that may have been that you're right, that who knew who's going to win the toss. But I think what they wanted was a pitch that crumbles very fast, and both teams, even if you batted first, it would have been tough. So they're saying in tough conditions right from day one,
India
we would have
been
emerged
So
victorious.
this, if this were England, or if this were Australia, and the team management had gone to the MCG curator or the Edgbaston curator and told them, hey boss, इस पे घास छोड़ देना, what would have happened?
घास छोड़ देते?
No,
Sometimes they
not
do.
at all.
By the way,
You
Taposh,
think- you think everything
in
plays
England,
out like
oh,
that?
in England and in Australia, the team management does not decide at all. Even your cricket board does not decide at all. If it's Edgbaston, the Warwickshire county will decide. If it's Lords, the Middlesex county will decide. If it's Melbourne, the Victoria Cricket Association will
no,
decide.
but
You
you
said
tell,
it,
but
man.
you
You tell
home
me.
teams do have a say, do
Yeah.
have a
You
bit
tell
of-
me,
whatever
has
said.
has the character of Lords pitch changed at all? You've been there several times.
Yeah.
Has the character of Edgbaston wicket changed at all? Or Sydney or Melbourne or this and that?
No,
Has it
Sydney,
changed?
Melbourne's kind of
Same,
changed with
Melbourne
drop-in
pitches.
That's it.
Huh. Huh.
So what I'm saying is, I know Saurav Ganguly was in the wrong by attending team meetings. The story was carried by a newspaper last week. And if you remember, we discussed this on Sports Talk and Sports Today about a month ago,
Before the story came.
before the story came.
Yeah.
And I firmly believed that no board president, even if he's been a former captain, should ever be part of any selection meeting. That is intimidating. That is actually intimidating the selectors. Why should he be part of any selection? Maybe yes, the World Cup, unofficially he can come. And yes, the board president signs the team. That's it. The autonomy of the selection committee should be supreme. So Saurav was wrong on that. Saurav has also erred in a few conflict of interest cases, to be very honest. He has. Dream 11 had a very valid reason when they were the IPL sponsors and the board president was with another fantasy. They could not object because he was the board president.
And you're also forgetting the another major sponsor, Byju's. Saurav also had a conflict of interest with a rival AajTak company that he was.
And there have been
promoting.
occasions
No,
when
but
you're
he
talking
can
about the
say that
IPL team.
I'm a player, so I get
Okay.
sponsorship
That's fine. That's
separately.
fine.
Okay.
And that has been his
No,
alibi.
He had sponsorship
No,
before. being a president.
no. Going by a research agency that I think that collected data a couple of years ago. Saurav was in fact, one of the top 5 cricketers whose market had soared in last few months, and rest all 4 cricketers were active cricketers. Saurav was the only former cricketer.
Which he deserves. Which he
I'm
deserves
saying-
also. To
Yeah,
be,
I'm saying
because
his
he's been a
profile
former
increased
captain.
because
But-
he became a president.
No.
So-
But there are
wait,
times, Nikhil,
No.
when you've got to,
No.
when you've got to
Seba-
also
no, Sebastian,
sacrifice your own
Sebastian
interests.
Coe was the
Yeah.
brand ambassador for Nike. The day he became the president of IAAF, he relinquished his deal with
No, that's.
Nike.
That's proprietorship. That is good. That is
I'm
an initiative
saying
that he's
sort
taken.
of-
In India, we don't.
We don't have
we
any,
don't
but
proprietorship.
someday you've got to
No.
start.
Yes, I agree.
Someday you've got to start.
Yeah.
So Saurav was guilty on that count. But this story, Nikhil, I mean, clearly he's being targeted. He's been
Who
targeted.
do you
Okay,
think has to-
Taposh Chatterjee.
Hypothetically.
Yeah, hypothetically. who do you think?
Taposh Chatterjee
I'll
was not
give
the
you a-
No.
was not the
No, no.
curator. Is not the curator of Chepauk.
No,
he was
the
called.
BCCI
Right.
He was the BCCI curator.
Then
But
why
you
was
said-
he?
you
Then why
said,
was he removed? Why didn't he work on the pitches in the following matches?
Because the team management is upset. They may have
Exactly.
raised it with other people.
Exactly. So
and
that's what I'm
ensured-
saying, Nikhil. We've just started.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, if you are in England or Australia, I don't think the team management could have gone to the curator and said, "Ki yaar, isko bana do aisa."
But India, it happens now. I said, lot
Is
of
that
things
fair?
are different.
Is that fair?
No,
So
I
the
was
kind
saying-
of pitch that you played the second test match on,
No.
was
it
that
wasn't.
fair?
No, it wasn't.
You
It
won
wasn't.
that. You would have lost that test match if you'd lost the
The
toss.
entire series,
No,
the
no,
pitches
no.
weren't fair.
If you had lost the toss in the second test match, or if Rohit Sharma had not scored that brilliant 160,
100, yeah.
India would have lost that test match also. Then who would have been there
No,
to blame?
fair point.
So you look at the first test match, right? So now we are saying that the team management wanted a rank turner. 2 दिन में match खत्म, and the curator called up the board president and he said, नहीं तुम इसको पानी दो, इसको अच्छा बनाओ. And England won the toss, which nobody knew. England won the toss. England batted for 2 days and a few on the third day. So they psychologically were on top. They batted for 190 overs, which means that for the first 2 days, your spinners were ineffective. And
Yeah.
England batted brilliantly. Then you came out to bat. And if it was a national highway, and if the pitch was a substandard, so as to say, so very flat, why did you not score 600 runs?
No, because
No,
you're
that's
saying
not the.
by-
I think
No,
that's
I'll
not.
tell you
That's
now.
not even the question.
You scored six.
I
you,
don't
you,
think
you
that's.
batted for
yeah.
about 90 overs only.
No, okay.
That too.
Cricketing logic
No,
aside.
that too.
I agree.
Because Rishabh Pant and Washington Sundar scored runs down
No,
the order.
I don't think anybody is saying that result could have been different.
Correct,
Or
yeah.
the question is, what the point here is
How
that
could
team
someone
management.
override?
You're
What
not-
is this?
Yeah.
Top
You're not
point,
giving
top
me a
point.
fair
Okay,
hearing.
So I'm saying.
You're not giving me a fair hearing.
Okay.
Let me.
Okay.
So my point is, I'm not saying Saurav Ganguly is right or the team management was wrong, and neither am I saying that Saurav was wrong. The team management is right. Both of them were wrong. I think for a team that beat Australia in Australia, they could have played on good pitches. Why is it that in India, with the kind of spinners that you have, the kind of batsmen that you have, you would always want a rank turner?
Because you have an
But
ICC
I'm
World
saying
Test
this is a
Championship
larger debate.
on the
Which-
line.
which
Your
we can-
pitches were not reported because it was the Indian pitches.
I agree. I'm saying
Chennai
this
and
is a
Ahmedabad.
larger debate.
But that's
that should
But
not
now
do
the
that.
result is not even in the
Listen to
question.
me, man, listen to me. Then my hearing, then your hearing, and then the judge. So
Execution.
you batted for 90 overs on day 3, which means that the English spinners got your wickets and the ball started to turn on the third day. On the fourth day, England came out to bat. They got some 150, 160 runs. They batted for about 50, 55 overs. And it became a rank turner. Then you came out to bat the fourth time. Obviously, it was a lost test match. You batted for some 45, 48 overs. Rank turner. So what, according to you, is a good Indian pitch? Good batting surface on the first 2 days. Starts turning on day 3, 4th, 5th. That is how progressively an Indian pitch should be. Why would you want every time a pitch where a spinner comes on to bowl the third ball of the game and it starts turning?
The question
So my
I think
point
is
this
not.
is a larger debate. I agree with you on the pitch front.
Exactly.
when we
The
can have
question
that.
is
My
not
point
about the quality
yeah,
of the
the
wicket.
politics.
The question is that did somebody or
Yeah. Try to
did Saurav Ganguly
But what does the story say?
did
It says
Saurav
that
Ganguly
over
the second story.
try to
The second,
The second story.
says no. Nothing
it
like
didn't
that.
happen.
So now my point is, this is what I'm getting.
Wherein the board president also gave an interview after we did the story on his sitting on the selection committees, where he said nothing like this has ever happened.
I
And
played
I don't need
424
to, and I don't
international
need to tell
matches.
people that I've played for so many years. And in the end, it was proved that he actually sat on the meetings. So whatever appears in part 2
Yes.
may not necessarily be true.
But
But
what
the-
came in part 1?
But what is Taposh Chatterjee saying?
Taposh Chatterjee is saying that
On
no, I've been
recording, I don't think
pressurized to say things and be part of this, and I
Did
never
he get a
anything.
call or did he not get a call from Saurav Ganguly?
He hasn't
no
spoken.
after
on
the
that.
controversy or before the
before,
controversy?
before. The controversy. Did he get a call or did he call up Saurav when the team management told him, यार ये wicket ऐसी नहीं ऐसी चाहिए? I'm simply asking you, what does the news story say?
That's what I'm saying. No? The news story is saying we wanted such and such thing to be done.
The second story.
The second story is saying that
the second story or the first story?
What is Taposh Chatterjee saying?
Taposh Chatterjee has not said anything.
BCCI official is
sources
saying.
are saying
Another
that
BCCI
Taposh
official.
Chatterjee is being pressurized.
Yes,
And
and
if-
he has complained
and
to
is
So
the
why
to
is
the
it
cricket
why is it so
operations
difficult?
team.
Why is it so difficult for party A or party B to call up Taposh Chatterjee and
No, they
find
will.
out?
But can you take his word on face value? He may be
You've
aligned
got
to
no other
somebody.
option.
He may be aligned
No,
to
it's
somebody.
one man's word
Correct.
against the other.
So-
why do you just believe the team management?
I'm not believing anyone. My point is, at the moment, there are two fronts which are open. That's what I'm trying to
And
get to.
and let
Who are
me
these
also
two
add.
fronts?
Yeah. No, so I'm saying, like he said, there's one word is team management.
That includes.
The coach and the
The
bowling
previous coach and the-
previous coach and the
yeah.
bowling coach.
And captain
they have
also.
alleged. Captain
The
hasn't
captain
come.
hasn't said anything.
No, Captain.
I
No,
don't know.
Virat has
I'm
not
sure-
said anything.
So I'm saying these
No,
have
but
said.
has any?
No, officially he's not said anything. He's not been
I
quoted.
don't know what. No, I'm just saying what things are.
No, maybe
they
he
have
would have
said
been very
something
angry or-
against the president. President has come out and said something. So my point is that whether the pitch should be not like that or not, it's a larger debate. My point is what could be the root cause of this? Okay, and we're trying to put two and two together. I'm trying to find reasons. Has it got anything to do with some sort of?
Can we also go into Mazi and tell people that the same Saurav Ganguly, when he was the captain of the Indian cricket team,
Yes, wanted
pulled
to-
out of a test match saying
Yes.
that he was injured
Yeah.
in 2004
In
when
Nagpur.
Vidarbha Cricket Association president Shashank Manohar told his curators in a test match which was
To
played in
prepare a green
Nagpur,
wicket.
India versus Australia, to prepare a green wicket so as Saurav Ganguly and the Indian team loses.
Yes.
We need also to tell.
So has history repeated itself?
well,
now
it
the
has.
shoe is
It
on the
has.
other foot.
But that
It
was
has.
also because
It has.
of because
It has.
It has, but has
So, but then
anybody?
this is dangerous for Indian cricket.
No, but
my
the
point.
same Shashank Manohar became your board president.
Correct.
The same Shashank Manohar became your board president once again.
Yeah.
The same Shashank Manohar was sent to the ICC.
Yeah.
And at that stage, at that time, did the cricket world, the Indian cricket world, stand up for Saurav Ganguly or the Indian cricket team?
No.
You lost.
In fact, Saurav got
But
a lot
Saurav
of flack.
pulled-
It was the reverse.
But
it
Saurav
was a
pulled out.
reversal. I mean, here you are saying
But
that.
I'll tell you what, had Saurav played that test match, he would have got the public sympathy.
No, if
But that
Saurav
was-
wasn't injured and he pulled out, which looks the case to us, he was guilty. But Nikhil, you, because you were opposed that time to Ranbir Mahindra and Jagmohan Dalmia's BCCI,
Yes.
and you, Shashank, Bindra, Lalit Modi, Srinivasan,
They were
they
one
wanted
side.
Pawar, they wanted Dalmia and Ranbir Mahindra out. So they thought Saurav was their man. So just India haar jayega, Saurav fail ho jayega.
So has that happened now, is my point. Has it happened now?
I don't know.
So, okay, that is one. The other is, do you think because there were a few, an uncomfortable relationship, which everyone knows, that was shared between Ravi Shastri and Saurav Ganguly?
Maybe.
Is it a fallout of that? That now these things have emerged. If the team management was unhappy, it could have
I think
pointed
the
that out then. Why
BCCI
has it
in the
happened?
last 2 odd years hasn't really been very transparent. They've not been transparent. I mean, you talk about the officials, they've not been transparent. And I think what happened was maybe nobody thought that the end result is going to be like this, but Virat Kohli giving up captaincy, then losing captaincy, giving up test captaincy, and all the controversies that have been going around in Indian cricket they've stemmed from these small little upmanships.
Right.
I will do this, you are saying, no, I will do this.
So if the BCCI stands where they are at the moment,
Catch hold of
and-
Lodha.
No, so
No, catch hold of Lodha.
no, a catch hold Lodha, but
Who-
also this BCCI, na then they've allowed it to drift.
No, but
this
one
far.
half of the BCCI is saying कि हमारी तो गलती नहीं है. वो तो एक ही बंदे की
The
गलती है.
fact that it's in two halves
Wait,
haven't they allowed it to
See,
drift?
there were leaks against Virat Kohli, if you remember, in September, October, November, and we're not the original sources, but we were reading in the same newspapers that Ravichandran Ashwin or this player or that player or this official or that selector is not happy with Virat. We also told our
Those were
people
plans.
reading. There must have been.
Yeah.
See, there is no
Smoke without
fire. There's no smoke without fire. So those stories must have been true. These stories would also be true. But who's gaining? Who's gaining
Everyone
out
is
of?
losing actually. By doing this, everyone is losing because see.
You lost Virat Kohli, the captain.
Yes.
You lost the World Cup.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Why are you so quiet?
No, I was just
Suddenly I realized.
waiting for him to finish.
Okay, now go ahead.
No, but
Your chance.
no, nothing much. Of course, Saurav Ganguly.
Mavakkil में क्या और आपका मौका है?
No, kill.
No, I
kill.
see Saurav Ganguly's tenure as board president. I think is going to get over in October. So maybe it is just to tarnish to an extent his image, but also Saurav Ganguly has given umpteen opportunities to people in the cricketing circles
Yeah.
to point fingers at him, be it conflict of interest, be it being present in the selection committee meetings, and now this one. And of course, these are the major ones, the major controversies that have surrounded Saurav, but there of course are many more.
I'm going to
And would you
quickly
agree
take some
with the
comments.
fact
They're going to
that- No,
disappear.
would you agree with the fact that
They will disappear otherwise.
the two sets of BCCI also created monsters in this Saha versus journalist? The genesis of this story or this problem, the root cause, is also this: you do this for me, you do that for me. Do you think this has been the genesis of it, where journalists who are given the story from any respective official
Yeah.
also at times brood on that arrogance?
So are you trying to say that?
Let me quickly take
yeah.
comments. They'll run away and then he will answer that. Quickly. Saurabh Mukherjee is saying these are all super chats and they have very interesting comments, all of them. Saurabh Mukherjee says the biggest irony of the time we live in is that fans are justifying the hypocrisy of a management whose tenure is no less than a gimmick. Potholes on the road to doctored pitches, we are a laughing stock. Okay, that is Indian cricket, is what Saurabh Mukherjee is saying. Rajan Thind, another of our regular viewers, is saying, sir, who has the authentic right to prepare the pitch in its own way except the curator? Saurabh Rao says, from playing, no, this is, okay, he's just saying he's watching you live for a long time, always a fan of your opinion and style. But as a question, how much can an issue like this affect dressing room relations with the BCCI? Some of these super chats are lost, which I was going to take.
The players
But
will
anyway.
also now need to take sides.
And then you have to answer the question.
Yeah,
That was
the players would also have to take sides now.
Which one? The
He asked you a question which I had to interrupt at that time.
no. The question was.
Can you
Has
please
the
repeat the question?
BCCI factionalism created monsters in the media?
Oh, media is not the story. Why are you creating them, shooting the messenger?
No?
Exactly.
No?
We are just a messenger.
Not at all.
We're just passing on the
The
message.
players also choose
Yeah.
which side to butter.
So, but the journalists
BCCI
against on that.
also-
I would also, if I have a source and
People also-
So
I do
tomorrow
it.
the players
I'm
can't
not
say.
blaming the journalists.
Tomorrow, why would the players then object to the fact that a journalist has written a line? I don't take kindly to such insults. Then the player should he not be scared?
But is that is that player the one who was a source for many years? So now
That's my
if
question.
he's
to him.
not, then
That's my question to him.
But BCCI is selectively planting, and that has been the case all these years. Not just it hasn't happened for the first time. That in the last couple of years, ever since this regime came into power, that this has happened. But over the years, BCCI and its officials, be it selectors or everybody, has selectively given stories to a few journalists who are close to them, and of course
that's always
exactly.
happened in Indian
And
cricket. What is it? There's nothing wrong.
credit-
But I have
it
not
is-
seen these
This much, you're saying.
kind of every
That I
day.
agree. It may have
Every day.
good for us.
And a good 1-2 months when
Followers
Virat
of India.
stories were being leaked,
Yes.
and a good week 10 days when the anti-Saurav stories are being leaked.
What I can say is doesn't augur well for Indian.
No, but
cricket.
how come?
That's it. The larger.
No, how come stories, sort of stories are being leaked? I'm saying you've given an opportunity. You may have been in the wrong at some stage of your, career.
Yeah.
Why now?
Tenure.
Saurav
but
has been
no.
attending selection meetings for 2 years.
No, but selection committee is not the only issue, na. I'm saying.
It adds up.
I'm saying
it adds up.
Exactly. And what has happened today?
So his Dream 11 versus My 11 circle was also
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Exactly. So it
So-
has been happening again and again and again. It's
Khata
not-
book has come out
Exactly.
today.
It's not just.
Yeah. But eventually it does, right?
Who wrote about whether Saurav was wrong? Now when Lucknow Super Giants, the team was bought by
What is it?
the
We've touched the 1,000 mark.
Oh wow.
by the franchisee. Saurav had to relinquish his position as I think he was the director with ATK Mohan Bagan.
Yes.
So he relinquished that. Now he had association with now you tell me this one. He had association with Delhi Capitals. I think he was director there
Yeah,
or
yeah.
mentor.
Something like that.
Something that. And Shreyas Iyer openly said that if you have people like Ricky Ponting and Saurav Ganguly around, and at that
But
point
he retracted it.
he retracted
It's
because
the same like what Ridhiman Saha said. Dada told me, so long as I'm there, don't worry.
So I am saying you've given opportunities.
I 100%.
Leaks will happen
100%.
only and only
100%, sir.
when you have there is
100%.
some evidence
Rome
against
wasn't
you.
built in a day, but it was burned down in one night.
Exactly.
So you've given many opportunities, be it selection, be it conflict of interest, be it
Do you think
Shreyas-
Rahul, the board powers that be are not looking eye to eye? Do you think there's factionalism at the top?
No, are you? Is
I'm
it,
asking you.
No, is it because what we saw in Mohali? Because Saurav Ganguly was, it seemed as if he was sitting somewhere else.
No,
because-
no. He was
Okay,
sitting- no,
with, but not with.
No.
No,
But
it was in the same-
Saurav was sitting here.
Same
Rajinder
sofa.
Gupta was
Same
sitting
sofa,
here.
but
No, they had the BCCI president in between. Come on. I'm not
no, the
Sherlock
fact,
Holmes
the
or
fact
Dr.
that
Watson.
the
You are
fact-
Sherlock Holmes.
No, the fact
No,
that
yeah.
you've asked this question,
Sherlock
obviously,
Holmes are on you.
Eh?
No,
I don't know.
the fact that you've asked this
Sherlock
question
Holmes was sent to find out.
means that
Examine your tweet or whatever.
Yeah, there's one here who was told to,
no, I'm saying
because of the proximity, the closeness of the area.
Area. Go and find out.
Huh?
You're in Nevada, so.
No, he has to
Oh,
ask.
sorry.
No, I'm saying the
The
fact that
Sherlock Holmes
you are
district.
asking this question means that you think there is factionalism in the
I'm asking
BCCI.
you. You are.
No, the
I
fact
mean,
that
got
you-
your eyes and ears on the.
No, it is
Yeah.
pretty apparent, and everybody
It
knows.
is.
Everybody knows in the
That's one big
journalistic
takeaway.
circles, and you would
Good
remember.
for media.
You would remember
I'm
that
saying, yeah.
Yeah.
the
Journalists are doing their job.
the moment
praise to
you
them.
give them something, they will.
No,
The
I
mo-
don't want to be like those journalists who sit back and enjoy other people when they get their stories right or wrong. I am happy and encourage every journalist who tries to do a job. So, and here there are some very capable
and
journalists who do it.
everybody
So good on them, yeah.
and every
Well done.
BCCI official, in
You
fact
get some right,
majority
you
of
get some
them,
wrong.
they have their own journalists through whom they plant or
Yes.
selectively leak stories.
That's always
now
been the case,
exactly,
yeah.
and now selection this Saurav
Why is it
Ganguly.
nobody gives us the story?
Saurav Ganguly
You
sitting
think like that.
sitting on
Ask your
selection.
viewers.
Saurav
What?
Ganguly.
They think that all stories come from here only.
Saurav
They
Ganguly
assume.
sitting on selection committee meeting has been happening for so long. Now suddenly it gains momentum, and then we see Saurav Ganguly's version in
In a agency report. Yeah.
right in an
And
agency.
the same agency, I think, has carried this.
This again defending Saurav Ganguly. So
And I think
What does that mean?
I will take you back,
You said it.
Rahul.
Everyone has their
No, no,
own.
Rahul, I'll
so
take
are you trying to say
Rahul,
that
I'll take
agency
you
is
back.
backed by
No.
agency reporter?
See,
No, no.
all reporters
See,
have
everybody
them. You
wants
may have a
news.
source. You will present
Tell me one
that.
thing.
I will present. That's
I
natural.
remember when the selectors were to be announced, the 3 selectors,
Hmm.
and this was December 2020.
No,
Yeah. December 2020. I remember because the Kisan Andolan had just started, and I was to go and spend a night there, and Rahul was with me. Do you remember?
I remember each and everything
You already
chronologically.
remembers
Do you
before
want
your
me to
question.
No.
just
I will just ask you
He doesn't want you to tell
So
everything.
because they
basically-
had
Answer
said
They,
a few had said
A few
that
who?
Ajit Agarkar would be the chairman.
journalists. Okay.
not said, had announced. By
They had
the way.
announced
But
on their
before that,
Twitter
what,
and-
and a day later, I think they said that the entire COA
Was to
the
be reformed.
CAC rather, the
CAC.
Cricket Advisory Committee
Will first be selected and then, yeah.
yes, will first be disbanded.
Nothing like that.
Yes, and so suddenly what happened? I saw that report. I think that we were in the previous studio of Sports Stuck, and I told you, and you was here, and I called up somebody, and at that point in time, in fact, just 5 minutes back, Saurav Ganguly himself had called one of the members in the CAC and had decided on the date because it was to happen that very day, but then it was
So there was no
postponed to-
change in the CAC.
Nothing had
CAC
changed.
was the
Nothing
same.
had changed. But then the moment we flashed it on Twitter, on India Today, and AajTak, and every Sports Stuck and Sports. Not Sports Today, of course, at that in
Yeah,
those days.
Sports Stuck.
But and you won't believe the same agency must have checked, and it is very good to
Yeah.
cross check your information. And that report was
It was deleted.
it was
The
deleted,
tweets
and
were
the
deleted.
tweets were also deleted.
And then Ajit Agarkar as the chairman, who
Then-
was never in the
Exactly.
That
Then
was
Ajit,
also-
then that
Then they
report
said,
was also
"Oh, we told you, Chetan."
deleted.
So see, I mean, journalists get right, get wrong.
dog eats dog.
Yes.
No,
No?
I haven't seen any dog eating a dog. Have you?
No. But if, again, it'll get very gory. Some off camera
No,
I'll tell you what can happen. Ashutosh Garg, who sent a super chat, said it very well. He's saying that we kept saying that we must have sportsperson as administrators. They will take the game forward, but nothing much has changed. BCCI as it was. I had actually said it when whenever people used to say that I have players as administrator, I said not necessarily that guarantees great success. Because BCCI will not change. 1 or 2% coming, it cannot. BCCI has been one way, it will continue to be that. People will come and have to adopt to BCCI.
And I have seen a lot of people within the fraternity also, if something happens right, what they had previously said, you would
Shout
see,
from the rooftop.
exactly, you would see them screaming.
No, that is okay.
On
My point is,
that
when
I
they
had
get
said
out-
this,
पांच
I had
बार
said-
पांच चीजें बोल दो एक ठीक हो जाएगी.
No, but my point is,
When we make mistakes, we say we made a mistake.
my point is, if you got something right, you scream from the
And
rooftop.
by the
It's
way-
fine. The problem is when someone else gets it
And-
wrong, you go to the rooftop.
And by the way, Nikhil,
Not when you get it.
when
That's
we
the
had
point.
announced that Sunil Joshi will be the chair before
Two
Chetan
selections.
Chetan
In
Sharma,
March 2020.
a few
The
people
love
actually,
of the crowd, you can see. They're
अरे
loving it.
वाह, love you यार, कितना हो गया?
few people
Oh my
actually
goodness.
checked with us ki who's going to be the next. And when we shared this information, that most likely,
Multiple calls are coming.
Huh.
when we shared the information that Sunil Joshi, of course,
You need
may
to start on time every day.
Yeah. Because of one man, we cannot start. Because first you have to finish this, then you finish that, then chai
then
has to
chai.
come, then some
Peanuts.
Peanuts.
Chalo, I
अपनी
think-
जिंदगी peanuts.
I think we can.
कच्चा
Little
बादाम.
bit.
Only कच्चा बादाम. वो क्या? Throw
Shagun has
peanuts,
come. Shagun.
have monkeys.
Shagun numbers you have reached.
अरे वाह, thank you very much यार. Please do subscribe to Sports Today. See you at 8 o'clock on Sports Talk. And we'll have the pink ball, the SG pink ball, and the red SG test ball. Let's talk about them. Please do download the Sports Talk app as well.